Do you want to hear about a low cap altcoin gem that's flying under the radar with a $30 million market cap that 1 has a working product, 2 is a DeFi base layer, 3 is using a technology that no one else is using, making it a first mover in its space, and 4 has the potential to do an easy 10x? Well, I'm sure you do, and that's why you came here. I'm JM, this is the Bull Moon Gang. Please hit that like button if any of this information is helpful to you. Subscribe if you're new to the channel and want to keep up with all the newest and hottest in crypto. And comment below what you think about this project, or if you have any other projects you want me to go over. So let's get right into it. The DeFi project that I'm really excited to show you is 88Mph. I know you're probably thinking, oh, 88Mph sounds like a meme, it's a silly name, but actually there's a pretty cool story behind it after reading an AMA, and we'll go over that. But basically it's based on Back to the Future, and if you haven't seen Back to the Future, I feel really sorry for you because it's a classic. Everyone needs to watch that movie. It's actually one of my favorite movies, and maybe that makes me biased towards this project, but yeah, called Back to the Future. Get on top of it. So then what is 88Mph? Well, it is a project that allows you to earn fixed rate interest on your crypto, and you earn this in MPH rewards as well as the token that you put into it. So if you take a look down here, I can actually make this bigger. You get this fixed APY right here. So for example, DAI, you get 6% APY fixed. Then you also get this variable interest rate in MPH token. So this is different from normal DeFi protocols where they give you a variable interest rate. This is important because there are people who prefer to invest their money in something lower risk, like something that has a fixed interest rate. How are they able to give you a fixed interest rate? Well, they use bonds. And let's get into that. One thing you do need to know is that the bond market is $128.3 trillion as of August 2020. And as of 2021, the stock market is about $85 trillion. So the bond market is actually bigger than the stock market. So instead of boring you and reading through all this, I'll just give you the basic rundown of how 88Mph works. Basically, you give your token to 88Mph. They put it into another yield bearing protocol with a variable interest rate, and then you have to lock it up for a certain period, and once that period is done, you can withdraw it with the yield that was promised, that fixed interest rate yield. So in the world of DeFi lending and borrowing, since most protocols have a variable interest rate and then goes up and down, how can this protocol promise a fixed interest rate? The first thing they do is that they pool the tokens together, and that balances the risk as well as overlaps deposit periods. And this balances risk because if the variable interest rate is above the fixed interest rate that's promised, then they can use the surplus to pay the difference, or another way of thinking it is to cover the times when the variable interest rate is below the fixed interest rate. And by overlapping deposit periods, this allows 88Mph to use the funds that were just deposited to pay back the users if there's not enough to cover it. So then how do floating rate bonds get into this yield generating action? Well, I'm glad you asked, because there is the risk for a pool-wide insolvency event when the variable interest rate is below the fixed interest rate for a very long time. So essentially, how do we cover our fixed interest rate promising butts if we keep using newer deposits to pay off older deposits? The answer is floating rate bonds. So buying floating rate bonds allows someone to immediately fill up the debt of one or more deposits using their own money, and in exchange they would receive the yield generated by those deposits. And this is under the assumption that each of the deposits would generate enough yield to cover its own deficit as long as the average interest rate during the deposit period stays above 75% of the initial value. So then a bond buyer would earn profit as long as the interest rate doesn't drop by more than 25%. And not only do floating rate bonds significantly reduce the risk of depositing into 88Mph, it also provides a brand new financial product that allows users to long the interest rates of lending protocols. and it's similar to some other products that allows people to long and short interest rates, LS-DI for example, except 88Mph's floating rate bonds provides a profit even if the interest rate drops, as long as it doesn't drop by more than 25%. And provides even more profits if the interest rate rises. Basically, it's like leverage longing the interest rate. This is very unique, very interesting. So to go on even further, the interest rate model basically uses an exponential moving average of the underlying yield protocol's APY over roughly a monthly window and offers 75% of the EMA as the fixed rate. And they have even more plans to implement a more sophisticated interest rate model in the future that take into account parameters such as pool surplus debt, floating rate volatility, and pool total deposit, and so on. And that is why Aave with a $4.7 billion market cap, Compound with a $2.1 billion market cap, and Maker with a $2 billion market cap are so big are because they are base layer protocols, like 88Mph. Now, these three aren't the only base layer protocols, but I'm just giving you an example of how big 88Mph could be. And 88Mph is so unique in the fact that they are the first movers in doing a base layer protocol involving bonds. Okay, and they are interoperable through non-fungible tokens. So 88Mph represents deposits and bonds using ERC 721 standard non-fungible tokens. This means that users can transfer them between accounts, buy or sell them on exchanges, put wrappers around them to add more features, and more. The limit is your imagination. And why is this important? Because there are these use cases. So you can deposit a lot of money into 88Mph, but you suddenly need cash. You still want your deposit to generate profit. Well, you can take out a loan on lending platforms like Rocket NFT using your deposited NFT as collateral and pay it back once you withdraw your deposit. Magic. And you can wrap your bond NFT with ERC20 token to sell it out fractionally. So if you don't want to sell your entire bond or deposit, you don't have to. Just sell part of it. And this creates the possibility of a NFT marketplace to buy bonds where you don't have to buy one whole bond if you're not able to. Anyways, moving forward, they also have implemented zero coupon bonds. And basically, for example, if you have a zero coupon bond with $1,000 face value, basically you pay $900 for this. This is just an example. You pay $900 for this bond, and after maturity, you get $1,000. And look here, any user can mint a certain zero coupon bond using a fixed rate deposit as long as the maturation date of the deposit is earlier than that of the zero coupon bond. When the bond is mature, bondholders can trade in bonds for their face value. Simple. So look here, liquidity for deposits without these zero coupon bonds. 88Mph deposits are only tradable in the form of NFTs, which we just talked about, which are much less liquid than ERC20 tokens. With the introduction of zero coupon bonds, depositors can easily trade their deposits on exchanges such as SushiSwap and Uniswap. So there doesn't have to be an NFT marketplace. You can literally buy these deposits and trade them on SushiSwap and Uniswap. That makes it super easy. And furthermore, users who want to earn a fixed yield can buy zero coupon bonds rather than deposit directly into MPH. This can save gas, especially if the bonds are bridged to L2 platforms like Optimism and Diversify, L2 Layer 2. And furthermore, these are the possibilities of zero coupon bonds. So basically, zero coupon bonds enables us to build principal protection structured products that are simply black magic. So for example, you can buy a $1,000 zero coupon bond for $900. So you have then $100 extra of liquidity. Then you use that $100 to buy an option. And in this example, it is ETH that is that option. And if the price of ETH has risen over the option price, then you're in profit. But if ETH has dropped in price, making the call option worthless, you wouldn't have lost anything since the cost of the option was covered by the fixed rate interest from the zero coupon bond. Boom. So then the writer of this article, Zafram, which is one of the developers, he says, this is kind of amazing. With zero coupon bonds, you can speculate on the price of assets in either direction without any cost to you and earn yield on the principal at the same time. And If you bought zero coupon bonds of speculative assets such as Uni, you would be able to ride along the price action of Uni while also expressing your opinion on another asset like ETH or BTC at no extra cost to you. That's some capital efficiency right there. And if you look at Molly Wintermute, who is the developer of Hedgic, which is the first options platform on top of Ethereum, they say, I'm feeling amazing about the fact that 88Mph have distributed 2.4K worth of DAI among Mph stakers. This milestone has a value of 1,000 testnet projects that will never be shipped. Board geniuses and I don't know how to say that. 88Mph might be huge. McFly. Molly and Alpha happily hodl Mph. So Molly and Alpha is the DeFi fund by Molly Wintermute. So just thinking about it, putting the pieces together, Molly has expressed wanting to work with Board Genius and McFly, so I can only assume that they are building this together, the zero coupon bonds and the options, Molly with Hedgic and options, and 88Mph and bonds. And then Molly in another post even goes on to say food coins, Ponzinomics, no traction BS, token burns, governance. And she's saying not short, but long traction, long cash flows, long hardcore devs. You can't even imagine how hard it is to build something unique and earn profits. 288 Mph from one dev to another, that is big. And I'm a software engineer myself, and I know how hard it is and how tough it is to actually build something. Not only that, but to build something unique and earn profits, that's extremely difficult. This could be something big. And I'm not comparing myself to these devs because these devs are definitely on just like another level, but to build something of value isn't something that everyone can do. So beyond that, there are some really good signs, like the medium that they have for 88Mph is being updated pretty frequently, at least a weekly update. So that's a very good sign for me. Their Telegram is active, and I asked because I saw in the AMA that Debaseonomics, Mushroom Finance, and Dollar Protocol use 88Mph already. And I was just trying to wrap my head around how they use 88Mph protocol. And this is a pretty good graphic. Coinstar, shout out to helping me out with that. But here's a Debase graphic. The fact that other protocols are already using 88Mph is a very, very good sign. Here's the AMA from February 15th, where they said that these were the protocols that were using it. Debaseonomics, Mushroom Finance, and Dollar Protocol. And in this AMA was another good sign. They were asked, what's your position on the regulatory landscape today? They responded, DeFi is going to disrupt a lot of intermediary industries, but we are definitely conscious of the necessity to work with the regulatory bodies to achieve this goal the fastest as we can. So they're currently working with their law firm to get a ruling from the FINMA regarding the Mph token. It doesn't mean much, but it's already a first step in the long journey towards compliance. So they are working towards compliance already. So they're here for the long run. And then I asked on the Telegram channel, is there a list of investors that have invested? Because there's not one on the website like there usually is. But McFly said on Discord, the ones they can disclose right now are Molly and Alpha, CMS, and Longhash. Coinstar's holding too, of course. Shout out Coinstar. Killing it. And CMS Intern posted this. When this baby hits 88Mph, you're going to see some serious stuff. And this is a good explanation of where 88Mph comes from. In this AMA, they linked it to Back to the Future because their first mainnet version was launched in April 2020, offering upfront fixed interest rates with a peer-to-contract approach, explaining the time travel reference future forwarded money. So here we go.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
Then lower the volume because the Fisher music is so loud, but I do dig the Dirty Bird techno. Fisher, I love Fisher.
I'm losing it.
Hilarious. Memes, I love the memes.
I'm losing it.
Hilarious. Anyways. Gotta love the memes in crypto meme culture. Love it. Anyways, they have a working product, they have staking, they have liquidity mining, they have even a area for funding where you can ask for funds to help out the community or help build 88Mph. And they've been audited, which is a big deal. They've been audited twice for the zero coupon bonds and then 3 times just audits on the version 2. And if you're new and do the liquidity mining, then you have the chance to get this 88Mph NFT, which is pretty cool. It's got the dock holding some clamps, whatever. With 88 on it, it's pretty dope. Come on. So to wrap it up, they have 25 million in TVL, which is pretty good for a small project or a project that just came out recently. But overall, I like the coin. Take my money. This is a project with a lot of potential. It's a DeFi base layer. It's got support from some very notable devs. It's got memes. It's got culture. It's got staking. It's got liquidity mining. It's got an interesting idea that is also profitable, which is very important. And thank you so much for watching. I'm out.